Um, we are proceeding to episode 2. See, it's like a dream. That's supposed to mean something good, right? As I never expected a present like this. It's like a dream. In any case, I'm currently in a room even fancier than Passy's place. The fireplace is so warm and it's a different sort of warmth compared to electric heating. I'm eating ham, we all are actually. There's a ham as big as my head on the table, and we are gusto for eating it with gusto for some reason. The world is silent, save for the clattering of tableware, the chewing of ham, and the occasional crackling of firewood. It's almost as if everything outside this room has been annihilated and the world exists only for us to eat ham. And when I say us, I mean me, an unfamiliar girl, and a crying nun with bloody nose. She's the one eating the most. The situation is very much like a dream. The softness of the high pile rug seems to numb my senses. It's like a dream. I ponder that thought again. The situation we are in is indeed like a dream. But is that a good thing? It certainly doesn't feel like a good thing. At least that's what I think to myself as I prod the nun's temple with my pistol? She say pistol? She probably said something else, right? Yeah. We've already seen this intro in the first episode, but I'm not gonna skip it. Just for the like, it's pretty chill and it's short. I remember something, and just that it happened. I didn't remember how I felt about it or anything. It was as if I were simply watching a slideshow in an empty audiovisual room, completely disinterested. Did that happen? For real? As soon as I start to question it, my body feels like it's floating. My limbs clench for something to grab onto, and then I find myself on my bed. I had woken up. Was that a dream? That was strange. I space out for a while, but then I remember what I have to do and get out of bed. I gotta go to Passy's place. Passy wanted to throw a welcome party for the new ghost in the town, which I thought was an interesting idea. Passy also wanted to patch things up between me, her, and Anya. My outfit is simple, but it doesn't take me long to get ready. I just need to put on my coat, and I'm good to go. That's one lackadaisical amnesiac ghost ready to go. But when I grab the doorknob, it feels much chillier than usual. I hope I can start filling the void inside me, at least a little. Hopefully, I'm not so empty that the wind blows me away. I head outside. It's been a long time since I have gone outside during peak ghost hours instead of leaving close to dawn. In fact, it's been so long I've forgotten when the last time was, which means it might as well be the first time. As expected, the ghosts are taking their distance away from me, so I walk as quietly as I can, even trying to stifle the sound of my steps on the snow. Second. Alright, sorry about that. I try my best to smile and be the friendliest ghost I can be. I'm trying to interact with other ghosts more, so I need to get used to it. And I need them to get used to me. I don't know if I can, but I have to try. I hate it when people look at me though. Even if they don't say anything, it makes my skin tingle. It's as if it's as if gazes have a mass. In fact, gazes are kinda like ghosts. Not exactly sure how to elaborate on that, but they just are. Well, in any case, it looks like I'll take quite a bit of time. It will take quite a bit of time for me to get used to walking around in public. Once I turn off Main Street and get to somewhat quiet residential area, I feel relieved. Maybe I should. Yeah, that should be good. It's much easier for me to walk when there aren't many people around. I've reduced the volume by a lot now. Pacifica's house is at end of the last long street. Almost there. The path through Patsy's house requires passing through Main Street. It's always a little tough getting there. I wish Anya could have picked me up. She can drive. But ever since that incident, I think it's best not to get in her or get her in a car. That said, if she still had that car and gave me a ride, that'd be nice. I know this is an unreasonable hope, but I'm free to imagine. If I can imagine things like that, then I guess I'm relatively calm. I'm suddenly caught off guard when someone calls out to me. I nearly jump out of my skin, and then that's when I realize just how careless I had been. You got the time, little missy? A strange voice calls out to me like sound of someone prying open the rusty trunk of a totaled car. It's so grating and abrupt it makes me shiver a bit. It's the old man. Yes, old man, I do have time. I give him a weird answer without thinking. How embarrassing. It's because he caught me off guard. I mean, what time is it? I suppose I misplaced my them their wristwatch? The owner of the voice is sitting on the walkway, leaning on the side of the building with his legs up. If I had to describe the old man in one word, that'd be dirty? He's literally sitting on dirt, so he looks even dirtier. It's hard to fathom it in a town like this, but he appears to be homeless. Um, if he doesn't have a home, he probably doesn't have a bathtub either. That said, I've got a bath at home and a bathtub, and I rarely bath, so I guess I'm not one to talk. So, do I look this disgusting to other people? Oof. How do I explain this? This town doesn't do clocks. The very concept of passage of time doesn't exist here, so we don't have calendars or clocks. We just have a physiological sense of what time it is. I guess I never really thought about it. Maybe it's just me being stupid and everyone else indeed have clocks and schedules to keep up with. I feel kinda lonely when I think about it like that. Could have sworn I had it, but it's gone now. What a bummer. It's always accurate and reliable. Told me when it was waking time, lunchtime, and that time, of course. The old man's accent is so thick it's little hard for me to understand. When he stops talking, it gets real quiet. I can hear the bustling of Main Street in the distance. It's like roar of waves. My ear starts to ring. Honestly, I don't feel like talking for long. I could just run away from it all, but I just want to be a good, proper ghost. So I decide to answer him honestly. I don't have a watch, so ask someone else, please. Okay, bye. I start walking before I finish talking. Hold it right there. Huh? Help. I freeze at his sudden yell. My wife said she'd be back by 3 o'clock. That's what she said, so I wait, but she ain't come. So at 3, I go look for her, but she ain't nowhere to be found. Won't my wife be back soon? That kid came back, so I think. So, holding her back. So someone's holding her back, right? That priest guy was all like annoyed and such, so really. So now I know I always ever knew. Someone must have stolen their wristwatch. Um, I'm scared and I've gotten a feeling that things are only gonna get worse. My wife just said you are the culprit. He's clearly not right in his mind. I think we are somewhat alike in a way. No, it wasn't me. We are both lost some. We have both lost something, but I'm not sure what. It's cruel irony to wander just around looking for something when you don't even know what it's supposed to be you are looking for. It's incredibly frightening to think that he and I look alike to those around us. So yeah, I'm going. I had okay. I had to learn. Yeah. As I give him a look of pity, I imagine that the very same look being pointed at me by Bessie or Anya just thinking about it or so. I lose my footing. It's been ages since I have felt an earthquake. Obviously, it's all in my mind. This town's never had an earthquake. Holy shit. He's transforming. For some reason, the old elderly man strips off his clothes and lunges at me. I barely dodge, but what if I didn't react in time? I shudder at the thought. I gotta run. I slip past the elderly man and head to the main street. It's not a place I'd like to go, but it's much better than sticking around here. I'm seriously starting to wonder why I have been sealed away in a world with me and the elderly man. I can hear rough breathing approaching from behind. I'm so dizzy I can't even get a proper footing. The narrow path seems like an infinite corridor. This town only has 1024 people, so it's not surprised that the population density is low. Not sure why the thought passed through my head. Guess my brain just wants to escape from reality. By the time I leap out into the bustling main street, I'm out of breath despite not having run that long of a distance. I don't scream for help. I wanted to, but I hesitated at the last moment. The ghosts look at me with fear in their eyes since I rushed so suddenly out onto the main street. I feel like this has happened before. I can suddenly feel the cold snow through my boots again. My nose tingles. The elderly man catches up to me wearing his undershirt. Ah, well, that's not the laugh he is using, but I finally got ya. Please stop already, I shout. Part of my brain, or rather the part of me says, you should have just ignored him from the start. That elderly man stops and stares. Did my shouting catch him off guard? What? The old man's eyes begin to water, and it's not because of the snow. He's crying. Why? Why am I alone? Why won't nobody love me? His cries echo even louder than my shout. What's his problem? I want to know. I really do. That is really uncomfortable. It's like when someone points out something that you just can't unthink. It's starting to get nervous here. I don't know. I avert my eyes and walk away. I've taken a bit of a detour, but Bassy's house isn't too far away, and this time I'll make sure to ignore everyone. The elderly man stops crying when I start walking. The path clears. Crunch, crunch, the snow crackles under my foot. The ghosts chatter, their voices masked by that faint sound. I keep walking. I know the answer to your question, little missy. I don't stop walking. Crunch, crunch. He's bluffing. I'll tell you the town's secrets. Crunch. Don't stop walking, you idiot. You wanna know why we're here and what exactly this town is? Don't ya, little missy? I turn. Oh boy. I turned around, didn't I? A minor blunder. The whispers of ghosts and all other various smaller sounds seemed to fade into the distance. As I had turned down the volume knob on the TV little by little, I can hear a static noise deep within my ears. The elderly man notices my piqued interest and hums to himself in satisfaction. The glitter in his eyes is somewhat frightening, but also somewhat intriguing, which is why I can't just look away. Everyone, and I mean everyone's gotten used to it, but here sounds strange, don't you think? The noise in my ears get louder. Ah, it gets strange, and so do you. Be the same. No, I don't want to be put on the same level as this elderly man. And that's not the only thing that's making me uncomfortable. But we are alive. Don't you think it's time we joined hands? I'm scared, but why? It's probably because I'm not mentally prepared to hear the answers to the questions I have always had. Not that they are within grasp. I'm flat. Together, we can put an end to this here sealed away era. It's a win-win situation. I'm curious, but I don't know. It's like when someone at school says they know your crush's crush. In the worst case scenario, that curiosity could make me turn out like him. The elderly man takes a step forward. He reaches his arms out, as if offering me a salvation. Unfortunately, deep down in my heart somewhere, I do want salvation. So, what do you say? The noise grows louder. No, please, no. I reject him twice for good measure, because I almost impulsively took him on his offer. Why not? It's simple. He takes another step forward. He grabs my hands. His hands are so much bigger than mine, and they are warmer than they look. I know. Why don't you be my daughter? Snap. What he said just now snaps me wide awake, as if I had woken up from a dream. The elderly man's weird undershirt, his clear, abnormal mental state, my loneliness. Well, things are a bit awkward back from how I planned, but it's no biggie. He starts swinging my hands around as if giving me a double handshake. Knowing my daughter loving honey, she's sure to come home if I bring home a daughter, or else there ain't a god. Is this some sort of scam? Maybe it isn't. But I'm getting really annoyed now. Sorry, but I've got to go. You can't go! He won't let me go. His grip is surprisingly tight for an elderly man. Let go! No, I ain't ever letting go. Not again. I can't help you. I just need someone, anyone, it doesn't matter who. Someone, anyone, it doesn't matter who. Those words cut deep. And that's why. Laugh at Joe! I hurled the elderly man away without even thinking about it. Somehow, I just know that if someone's gripping your hand, in your face, and they just so happen to be taller and lighter than you, they are easy to throw down. And when did I learn that? The elderly man's back crashes against the wall of the building. Ah! He says only that before losing his consciousness. If it doesn't matter who it is, then pick someone, anyone, other than me. He probably can't hear me, but I just wanted to say that. I feel a bit more courageous now. But that must have lost me some points with the town ghosts again. I thought I'd be more shaken after injuring someone, but oddly enough, I'm not that shook. I'm calm enough to walk and think how long it will take for me to get to Passy and if word of this incident will spread. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Oh right, the new ghost should be there by now. Crunch, crunch. If I'm sure Anya's gonna talk about me in an exaggerated way and Passy will rebuke her for it. Crunch, crunch. That's when I come in, calling Anya's name like a poopy doo-doo head, and Passy will agree with me. I wonder if the new girl will laugh. I bet she will. Crunch. I can't wait to see them all. Wee-woo, wee-woo, wee-woo. A siren coming from behind. No way, I think to myself. Only for the police car to pull over behind me. Oh, for crying out loud. The audio feedback of a megaphone screeches. This is the police. You stop right there and turn around slowly. Megaphones always give voices a particular grand grating noise. Gee, officer, I didn't even know there was a speed limit for pedestrians. If only I could throw out a light-hearted joke like that. I hesitate for a few seconds before turning around, and as a meaningless token of defiance, I turn around at a normal pace instead of slowly. As a coward, that's about as much resistance I can muster. But that's enough resistance for the man to pull out his guns, and as soon as he comes within the eyesight of me, he's even making sure to particularly hide behind the cover of his car. Look, I don't have a gun or anything, okay? Though I guess I can't help it since I'm an ex-convict. I understand, but that doesn't make it any better. Okay, boys, it's your first job in 9,999 years, so get ready. The location's at. He's probably calling for reinforcements on the police radio. I should cut it out, but unfortunately, all I can do is watch. Over, the suspect is the ninja. Again with the ninja dog. Why do they think I'm a ninja? I'm not an. Just turn yourself in, please. We don't wanna have to do anything with you either, you know? Just wanna talk. I'm pretty sure talking counts as anything. I almost forgot about it, but that's how cops are. They have this annoying way of acting all buddy-buddy. It's annoying, yeah, but in a way that brings me back to the terrible times, that is. I didn't do anything wrong, but there was a report, you assaulted an elderly man, didn't you? I didn't do anything, and I've got somewhere to go, so if you'll excuse me. Okay, so how do you explain the elderly man slumped over there? Self-defense? Everyone's guilty of excessive force claims self-defense. But this is a no but situation. But this is a no but situation kind of but. This waste of time sluggishly drags on. Sir, here comes the police. Where is she? Rushing in from back valleys. Where's the ninja? Three uniformed officers file into formation. Oh, it took you boys long enough. From the three different paths at the same time. Now then, you mind taking a little trip with us to the station? When their superior gives the word, the officer casually disperse. They block access to the back alleys, trying to prevent me from escaping, surrounding me as if I'm a criminal, or perhaps a criminal ninja to be specific. Two of them seem like they're just itching to go. The welcome party must have started already. Maybe they're sad I'm not there, maybe they're mad, but it's not my fault. When I think about it like that, I start to feel the irritation boiling up from the pit of my stomach, mixed in with some other emotion. I wanna run away from here. Sorry, but I have got to go. I repeat myself. When I take a step forward, one of the officers takes out his gun as if by reflex. Fast, precise movements, almost like clockwork. It seems to set off a chain reaction as the other two officers also draw their guns. I don't have time for this, so I can't stop now. One officer stands in my way, pointing his gun at me, but I still don't stop. I'll shoot, I mean it. You'll shoot and I ask that question and then take another footstep forward. Step forward. He shoots his gun. Boom. It doesn't hit me. Dodging the gunfire isn't hard as long as you pay attention to the trigger finger and the way the muzzle's pointing. As someone once said, you can't dodge a bullet, but you can dodge a gun. At least I think someone said that. Is it true though? I get the feeling that didn't really happen. In any case, I snatch the officer's gun, kick him in the gut, knocking him out. Underneath his thick clothes and thin flesh, I feel his bones breaking through the tip of my toes. Sheesh! A ninja. You think I'm a ninja, huh? Then you better not complain when I claw ninja like. You want me to be a ninja so bad? Then fine. I'll be your ninja. You got a problem with that? After a moment's delay, the guns start firing one after another. Shit. I leap. Since the officers have their sights narrowed to aim, for just a second, it will probably look like I teleported to them. But a second is all I need. Before they can even find out the ninja where the ninja vanished to, I swoop down and slam my foot into another officer's head, knocking them out. I follow up by trading my sight on the third officer's mid-air and shoot out both his kneecaps. Unable to stop the momentum of the bullet, his bones and flesh tear open like pair of red roses. Only the police chief remains. He seems to be preparing something behind the cover of the police car door. Is that awkward pump action of a shotgun I hear? My suspicions are confirmed when I see him awkwardly point a muzzle through the tinted glass. But I don't stop. I hold up one of the feled officers as human shield as I advance. Do you dare shoot your ally as he still breathes? He dares! I admire his guts. The police car window shatters. The glass shards twinkle as they dance through the air, but you forget that I can leave. And now you have nothing to show for your guts, and his allies' guts are showing for nothing. As I dodge the widespread shotgun pellets, I look down at the astonished face of the chief. I brace the lower half of my body for the landing. Why do you look so surprised? This is what ninjas do, isn't it? It's your own fault. I know I have always wanted to dream, but this is pretty much a nightmare. Before I realize, I hear the noise in my ears again. My nerves are right on the edge. The soles of my shoes touch the ground. Thankfully, I don't slip on the slow. Oh, this is your fault. Way before he can finish pumping his semi-auto shotgun again, I've got my gun pushed up right up against the chief's temple. Please put that thing down. Yes, ma'am. The chief lets go of his shotgun. He also relinquishes his pistol without me even having to ask. What a reasonable guy. I kick his guns away. It wasn't my fault. Yeah, I believe you, really, but the priest. Priest? At first, I'm caught off guard to hear that name. But it makes sense when you realize the priest has policemen in the palm of his hand. He told us to protect the town if the ninja ever got violent. Is the priest the one who labeled me a ninja? Yeah, maybe, I guess. I lower the gun. I put it in my pocket. I dust off my hand. I tell the priest he can go to hell. Huh? That makes twice today that I have sent a guy flying through the air. Sand dollar. The police investigator yells the names of an obscure marine organization before falling unconscious. He's heavier than the elderly man, but I still pull it off. Guess that's one more reason to hate church. I toss the officer's gun into the trash and start heading toward Bassy's home once again. Whew. There's nothing odd in particular about the rest of my journey, and I'm not just saying that because of how bizarre the journey has been so far. I just keep walking, make progress, and eventually reach my destination. Bassy's house is a little bit away from the center of the town, but none of that really matters now that I'm here. It's a splendid house that even I can appreciate. It's different in every way from my apartment, spacious, warm, and standalone. You'd expect a rich, friendly family to live here. And yet Patsy lives here by herself, and then again so does every other ghost in the town without exception. There's a weather-beaten sofa sitting out in the front of the house, a ghost man sitting on it. He looks away as if I'm an eyesore. I don't remember this sofa, but maybe it's just slipped my mind. Strikes me as strange that it's sitting outside all exposed to the elements. Then again, this whole town is weird at its core, so strange is nothing out of the ordinary. Now that I think about it, I remember this being sofa Passy picked up from the garbage dump when we did garbage collection yesterday. I'm half relieved that I remember that and half sad that I forgot. The positive and the negative cancel out to zero inside my heart. I ignore the man and head to the door, and after just a second of hesitation, I ring the bell. Ring! For an expensive looking house, the doorbell sounds surprisingly cheap. After a moment of silence, the door opens abruptly. The thick panel of the wood is almost perfectly soundproof, preventing me from hearing anything that might be going on inside. Yo. Contrary to my expectation, it's Anya who shows up rather than Passy. Hello. I feel like I have stumbled at the first step. I panic a little, but it's just a little, so I'm able to act normal. Nice weather we're having. It's night and snowing. Oh wow. I stumble, stagger, and fall flat on my face. Metaphorically speaking, not physically. That's just what it feels like. It kinda hurts. Well, whatever. Come in, we've got coffee, black tea, and some weird herbal tea or whatever. What would you like? Anya heads back inside, beckoning me in. I follow and shut the bulky door behind me. The various sounds of streets suddenly fade into the distance, even sounds I didn't realize were there until they are gone. I went with coffee, one sugar. Why are all the drinks at this girl's house so good? They must be so expensive, so bulky. Saying that, Anya leads me through the hallway towards the living room. There's a nostalgic smell, the smell of town's ghost, a sweet, heavy smell reminiscent of a honey-scented candle. Since they disappeared in the sun, sometimes it feels like the only real thing about them is their smell. When I enter the living room, the smell gets even stronger. The room's decorated colorfully and cheerfully for the welcoming party. There's a fireplace, but it's just for show. The room is actually heated by a large, noisy heater. Um, I hesitated before addressing Anya. Uh, do you just want hot water? Sometimes you just wanna drink plain hot water to feel something, huh? No, not that. Anya can be kind of dense sometimes. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just how she is. You gotta just be direct with her. Where's Passy? Oh, she went to go pick up the new girl. So I guess I jumped the gun then. I thought Passy had already started the welcome party. Am I late? Well, you are pretty late, but I think Passy's facing some issues on her end too. I'm a little worried that it's my fault since my violent rampage could have caused delays elsewhere in town. Speaking of my violent rampage, I wonder if Anya will hear about it soon. Passy got tears everywhere, so she might have heard about it already. I feel dejected, but I don't want to think about the subject, so let's switch gears. About how late I am? Relatively. Meaning? Look, if we had an accurate sense of time, we wouldn't say things like 9,999 years. I slip up again. But I guess the positive and negatives cancel out each other. But now I know sure that the elderly man's idea of 3 o'clock is nowhere to be found. I suppose you're right. Here! Anya hands me a mug. The coffee inside it's so pitch black that it's almost like tar. You're not gonna say you don't want any, right? You used to drink this a lot after all. Thank you. I drink it down. It seems sweeter than I drank yesterday. Is it good? Probably. What's that supposed to mean? Anyways, here. Anya hands me a tin or can that size of a matchbox. Thank you. Looks like they are mint flavored tablets, which I don't think is a good match for coffee, but I put them in my pockets. Anya is back on the sofa looking pensive but not angry, at least that's what it looks like to me. She's got a mug in hand just like me. She stares at the surface of the black liquid. I stand at the entrance of the room watching her. I forgot to ask her where to hang my coat. They, Anya looks up. I start to worry I have been staring too much at her. Yes? Sorry if we are bothering you. Bothering me about what? That's what I should have asked, but I'm a little too late. Anya starts talking again before I say anything. If you are not bothering you, that's fine, but I don't want to be a bother. That's just a lose-lose situation all around. Anya talks in intermittent bursts, so it takes me a moment to figure out what she's talking about. Are you talking about calling me over here? If that's a bother, then I'm sorry. You don't look like you are enjoying yourself too much, so look like you hate it when I talk. I I just want you to believe me when I say that there's no hard feelings or anything. I feel a little hopeless. Though I don't know if hopelessness is something you can feel just a little. It feels like tiny part of your heart had just been crushed. Overall, you might not be that hurt, but you feel hopelessness in that small aspect. It's not like I hate being here without with you. I say that loud and clear, I swear it. I suppose the obvious explanation here is that I'm lacking in sociability. I should have smiled more, I should have come here sooner. Anya doesn't know that scuffle I had outside, so she thinks I just dragged my feet here. I don't hate it at all. Anya looks at me. Now that it's my turn to look down at my mug, except I drank up most of mine. So I have got no choice but to look back up. Well, okay, but Anya looks at me again with sad eyes, eyes that make me sad too, though not as sad as hers. But I wanted to do it. Anya murmurs. We decided that this is what we should do, even if you hated us for it. What you should do? We wanted to make a new friend for you. It's the least we could have done. After all, it's almost like we had stolen ourselves from you, I guess. I get what she's trying to say. It's almost painfully obvious to me. We want you to have friends. Even if you hate us, we could at least get the new girl to be your friend, couldn't we? But that part, I just can't understand. I'm sorry, I really am. I'm really sorry if we are being too nosy, but still, you have got it all wrong. For a moment, I thought I could hold myself back, but I realized I just can't. I shout, this is all just a big misunderstanding. Yes, this is a big misunderstanding indeed. One huge misunderstanding. I hear a voice from behind. Bessie standing there with snow still clinging to her body. Bessie, if you are wondering why I came back alone, it's because those poop at the poopy church kicked me out for some poopy reason. Bessie talks up a storm in a single breath, but she doesn't stop there. And yet I still did my best to live with a smile, and what do I see? A stupid client calling out to me even though I said I'm closed today, but I still handed it with a smile. Anyways, I came back because I was worried about Sayoko, and what do I hear about telling her? Look, I just felt like I had to say it. I mean, it's not fair to hide it from her, is it? Fair? I see fair, huh? Look, timing is everything when you have got to say something. If everyone spoke what really on their mind all the time, we would just have a nuclear warfare and world would be blown to bits. Assured mutual destruction, don't you get it? I'm sorry. Patsy's angry look causes Anya to completely shrink away. It's kinda sad to see her like that. It's okay, I don't mind at all. I speak up louder than I anticipated. The gloom in my heart seems to have dissipated. I suppose the gloom was blown away by Patsy's vile, whirlwind complaints. That must have been her intention from the start. She always one step ahead of me. She's trying to make me her friend. It makes me happy to think about it like that. Why don't we just leave it at that? If you want me to hurl this empty-headed redhead out of the window, then just say the word. How about that? There's no need for that. You're too kind, Sayako. Wouldn't you agree, Anya? I'm so sorry. It's okay, really. When I let out an exasperated sigh, Passy holds my hand. She then looks at me in the eye and says, you know as well as I do that this girl's kinda blunt. She doesn't mean anything bad by it. Okay? Okay. Before I can find the next thing to say, the doorbell rings. Anya? Got it. Anya goes to the door and passes still. It's probably that client again. Just tell him I'm busy today. Gotcha. Anya slowly disappears down the hallway, so slowly that you can clearly see how annoyed she is. So what were you trying to say, Sayoko? Oh, I was just thinking about how amazing you are, Passy. Thanks, but what do we do now? We have got to take that girl home somehow. What's she like? Well, I only caught a glimpse of her. Suddenly. Wah! Anya shrieks at the front door. For a second, I think it's the police, but I just incapacitated them. And that gwah sounded like a gwah of annoyance and disgust more than anything. I wonder what's that about. Hey, Anya, what's wrong? I'll be right there, damn son of a bitch. An exasperated Anya peeks into the living room. Passy, you've got a visitor. A small creature hops up from behind Anya. Or at least that's what it looks like. It's obviously not an animal. Thanks for inviting me even though you are so busy. Whew, what a lovely house you have. You weren't invited. The small creature is actually just a child. And I'm not exactly an adult myself, so am I a child too? I don't think I give off childish vibes though. Do people only see others as children if they think of themselves as adult? See what I mean? Am I right? What evil have you ushered into my house? Passy furrows her eyebrows. The little girl couldn't possibly be that harmful, could she? Oh wow, you must be the ninja everyone's talking about. It's super honored to meet you in person. As soon as the girl notices me, she speaks up with the sparkles in the bright round eyes. I probably am high. It's a pleasure to meet you. She takes a few steps towards me, then she cutely removes her gloves and reaches out for a handshake. There really shouldn't be anything cute about removing a glove, but somehow she pulls it off. When she pulls it off, and I timidly reach out my hand, she giggles as if she takes my hand in both her hands and firmly shakes it up and down. Um, what's with the discuss? She seems like a polite young girl. That's exactly why. Say, Clara, couldn't you just introduce her? Shouldn't you just introduce her? Oh, you're right. No, shit. Shit. You're right. The girl named Clara hops back, straightens her posture, and looks me in the eye. My name's Clara. I'm an apprentice nun at the church. Please bear me as I learn. Bear with. She bows her head, not her upper body, just her head. An awkward gesture for sure, but that awkwardness only adds to her cuteness. She's got a very cute face, but she doesn't seem to realize it herself. It looks like she's trying her best to please everyone in her own way. She is perfect because of her imperfections. At least that's the impression I get from her. See? I'm sure you understand now, Sayoko. What? You see, this girl isn't clergy or anything, she's just normal, but she's always around the church because she adores the priest. So you hate her because she's a church spy. That's about a third of the reason why, yes. She may look cute and innocent, and she's even modest and unaware of how cute she is. So she does cutesy kitsy stuff every now and then. And that's why everyone loves her. She's perfect. And because she is loved, her perseverance is unbending. She's so pure, it makes everyone love her all the more. Few people hate that kid, that's why she can't even tell if someone hates her or feel uncomfortable around her. And that just makes everyone around her love her more and more, so she's happy every day and she's so around whatever it was. There's something blood curdling about Passy and Anya's explanation. The way they are blocking the exit as they talk makes it looks like they are initiating me into some sort of cult. I suppose that pretty much the opposite of what they are doing though. Everyone loves that kid. She's cute, cheerful, unbiased with her unconditional love, and she has an irresistible charm. I haven't done anything worthy of praise, I just want to be like the priest. Ah, she's got very cute face, but she doesn't seem to realize it herself. It looks like she's trying her best to please everyone in her own way. She is perfect because of her imperfections. I take another look at the nun in training in front of me. Huh? She kinda pisses me off. I know, right? It seems we have come to an understanding. So basically it boils down to how it makes one feel to see this perfect little girl living her perfect little life. Many people will probably think she's cute, but some won't. So you are projecting and using her as a scapegoat for your own inadequacy. You could say that. Well, I guess it's kind of creepy for everyone to like someone, so I guess that's natural. I won't deny it, but I won't apologize for it either. Okay, let's toss her into the fireplace. It's been a while since that thing's been useful. Ah, Miss Anya, what a funny joke. Oh, come on, damn it. Anya looks straight upwards unpleadingly as if she's given up on everything. She then truffles over to the sofa and collapses onto its soft sheets. Clara sees that and says, Miss Anya, you are so funny, which only causes Anya to groan again. Well, anyway, what brings you all the way here today? I've got a bit of a hunch. Bessie crosses her arms and gives Clara an ice cold glare, but Clara just looks back at her without batting an eye. I can't believe it. Alright, seems there's a misunderstanding about the new ghost in sound, so I've had enough of that poopy priest excuses. The priest isn't poopy. The poop isn't priesty. He's a priest! He's a poop! He's a priest! Poop! Priest! Priest! Poop! Priest! Poop! Okay, fine, he's not a priest, he's a poop, I get it. Yeah, he's poop. What? Wouldn't you cut it out with you poop? The priest is a wonderful man. I'm sure he has his reasons. I believe you'll understand one day, Miss Passy. What reason could he possibly have to label the new girl dangerous and lock her up? I'm sure he cannot give any reason that people would understand right now. I believe he'll explain in full when the time comes. So why did you come here personally? I didn't want you to hate priest. I didn't want you to hate the priest, so I came here to come to his defense on his behalf. So you are saying that Poop didn't send you here personally? Ah, you should have just said so sooner. I thought you for sure the Poop had entrusted you with some poopy message. No matter how much Passy makes fun of Priest, Clara's eyes never lose their shine. I can do nothing but shudder as I watch the conversation unfold. The priest delivers the word of God to us, and Clara wants to deliver the word of priest to everyone. Adia, I heard ya had ya poop. Don't bother with the fireplace, the window will do. It saves us the trouble of cleaning up. You think so? I always thought the girls who pull off the whole cutesy act deserve to die in fire. Hey, this isn't the time to joke around. I'm not leaving until this misunderstanding is cleared up. I know that you will understand. Clara shuts her eyes as if completely pleased by her own words. She is acting like a ghost, as if sort of incorporeal ghost that's tricky to deal with since any attack phrase right through it. A trouble spectre that's always present and can never be interacted with. I see. Please leave. You can either leave through the door or through the window. Your choice. No, I'm not leaving. Let's be friends, Miss Passy, Miss Anya, Miss Ninja. Okay, look. I'm not a ninja, okay? I see you have chosen the window then. Passy lets out an exasperated sigh. I won't give in to fear. You are the ones who are afraid, but it's okay. Everything will be okay. God loves all his children after all. Passy. Amen. Passy grabs Clara by the shoulder. I feel tired all of a sudden. Today's just the worst. What were her final words? Ooh-wah! Why would you say ooh-wah when you have been thrown out a window? At least say yeah or something. Guys probably like the part about her. The ooh-wah part, I mean. The wind's blowing in through the broken window and none of us complain. I would rather invite the cold in than invite her. The decorations sway in the chill, invisible wind. Anya and Passy ignore it as they sit back on the sofa. I'm sorry you went through all this for me. I sit directly on the floor a little bit away from them and lean against the wall. Warm air rises so it's much colder near the floor than you'd expect. I hate myself for failing to find a better seating position. Having failed to accomplish their duty, the welcome party decorations look somehow cold. The poor new ghost, I hope for her sake that she is not cutesy type. Don't worry about it, I'm not mad at you, Sayoko. I'm mad at the church, don't you? Well, yeah, but I was thinking I caused you a lot of trouble. I don't know the specifics, but I realized Passy worked really hard for my sake so that she could make me your friend. Even if I stopped being her friend, what's that supposed to mean? I didn't hear everything that dummy Anya over there said, but it's not like we want to stop being friends with you or anything. We just wanted to do something for you as a token of reconciliation. But physical objects quickly disappear, so we wanted to give you a friend. It's like planning a surprise party. We have already gotten this far, so you might as well see the whole thing come through, right? We didn't mean to trick you or anything, honest. Yeah, I understand. It's okay. Actually, I should be apologizing for all the trouble I have caused. Before I can finish the thought, I sink into silence. I'm cold. The heater's on, but that's like bailing out a sinking ship with a thimble. It's too cold for comfort. Aren't you cold? Why not sit over here? Yeah, that's right. Passy and Anya scooch over and make some room for me in the middle. It should be much better than the floor, and we all might be warmer if we share the body heat. I get up, stand in place, hesitate for quite some time. In the end, I decline the offer. I tell them I'm going home and I'm tired today. Okay, sorry about today. I will plant a bunch of stuff and get it prepped by tomorrow, so please come back once you wake up. I'll be waiting. Let's drink coffee again. Sure, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Wait, let me walk you out. I tell her she came just walk me to the entrance as we part ways. The moment the door closes, I hear Anya's voice through. Maybe I should go home too. The sky is still dark, the still ghost coming and going around this time. Considering the whole commotion earlier, I should probably avoid the main street. I walk stealthily, avoiding contact with others. I don't feel especially cold since it was already pretty cold inside the room. They wanted to make a new friend for me. That's what those two said. I feel like that's part of why I was so intrigued by the idea of a new ghost in town too. Anya, Passy and I have already ended up getting ourselves quite the reputation. The new ghost would be convenient as a friend, since she won't be aware of any of the town's history. She is equally distant from everyone, so if we get to her first, we are sure to get on her good side. That's probably what I have been subconsciously thinking. The subconscious is an amazing thing, huh? I think my subconscious is smarter than I am. So in other words, their present matches my need. Regardless of how they try to show it, they treat me like a friend. It really does feel like a present. But if they want me to be have a present, even if I won't be their friend anymore, it doesn't really make me happy. Ah, I want to be friends with them forever. I never really thought I needed a new friend. I'm just satisfied with just spending time with the two I have. But saying that would be like telling them, no thanks, I don't want your present. I don't want to do that. I feel like present should make both the recipient and the giver happy. I mean, I have given presents myself before, haven't I? Hopefully I have. I desperately search through my empty memory and arrive at my apartment before I know it. I'm home. Passie's house isn't that far away, but I feel like I have walked quite a distance. I wonder what happened to the elderly man and the police. Hopefully they don't come for revenge. I don't want to be thrown and shot repeatedly for as payback. Payback, that gives me an idea. Oh yeah. I figured out something I can do. Maybe I can pay them back somehow. I don't think I have really used my brain to think up something like that in a long time. I can't hold back a giggle. Just when they thought I was out, that's the cryptic thought that comes to my mind, and as soon as it crosses my mind, I tumble down the stairs. But that doesn't stop me from thinking about how I can pay them back. Even later at night, maybe 60 or 70% of town ghosts are asleep. A man stands in front of the entrance to the church, one of the biggest buildings in the town alongside the station. He is not dressed in appropriate church attire, however. His oily face is covered in stubble. His gloves have spotty discoloration. His boots are tattered. You can tell his hat smells just by looking at it. His gloves have spotty discoloration. Okay. His protruding belly pushes against his coat and the questionable stains on it. Most of all, he has a rifle. He is a watchman. They are seen at church from time to time. Whenever something happens, watchmen stand guard in front of the church. These men patrol the church with guns, clearly neither clergy nor parishioner. The men don't know why they have been deployed, but the priest has ordered them to guard the church, so they guard the church, even if it's empty. The priest just has that much influence in this town. This particular man might look dumb, but his eyes are good enough that he doesn't need glasses, so he notices a boy approaching. Hey kid, no authorized. Access today? Unauthorized. With great difficulty, the man tells the boy that access is restricted. But I would like to pray. Can't you make an exception? The boy slyly pleads with the man. No can do, sonny. Can't let nobody pass through. The man grips his rifle and thrusts it, threatening the boy. The boy doesn't falter. The man can't read his facial expressions as the boy's cap is covering his face. I didn't say there wouldn't be anything in it for you. The boy speaks. Please take this. The boy holds out a tiny resealable bag with three white pills inside. They are top quality. Um, oh. The man hesitates. He takes a bite of time to reach an answer. He takes a bit of time to reach an answer. Oh, fine. So you'll let me through? Just make it quick. The man clears the way. He figured that if the boy were a malicious intruder, he wouldn't try waltzing in through the front door. And perhaps another reason is that the man was already looking forward to enjoying those pills. And thus, in my infiltration of the church is a success. I woo. Just like a ninja. Oh. The sigh must have broken my concentration, because my disguise, a coat, a mask, a wig, and the other things I picked up from the garbage dump instantly disappeared. So the remaining mint-flavored tablets, even though I only took three of them to put in the bag, just for the formality's sake, I should apologize to the recycle shop for stealing the clothes and whatnot. It looks like I can carry fewer things than most other ghosts. Though I guess maybe I have only forgotten the fact I'm just now remembering it. But I don't have time to get in thought about it like I usually do, because I hear someone. Or rather, I hear and see someone at the same time, and just the sight of that someone alone is enough to make me sick. What brings you to the church this late at night? There stands the priest. Are you the priest? I'd be stupid to ask that question, so I don't. This priest matches the priest in my vague memories, so this priest must be the priest. He reminds me of the long dead lion. His swept back hair looks like a mane. His eyes have a sharp glint like of a carnivore. His voice is low like a growl, and he carries himself confidently like a true king of beasts. Though he's more like a king of ghosts. This king, who appears to be around 30 years old, stands like a priest. This with his hands held behind his back as he talks to me gently. How strange, I believe we had already closed for worship today. When the priest moves, I smell the scent of dust and burnt out candles. While I hate the church, I don't hate the smell. They let me in because I said I had some business here. I see rules are rules, and upholding the rules is a watchman's job, so I can't have a watchman helping someone break the rules. He must be reminded of the rules. Oh, did I say the words rules too much? The priest laughs. I can't help but laugh too. What is this feeling? He looks at me with composure and magnanimity. This feeling, yes, he's like a god. I heard you got quite violent downtown today. And that's something about him that I hate. Why did you leave your room? As soon as the priest says that, his composure and magnanimity disappears. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Magnanimity. I think that's correct. Magnanimity disappears. It's like a switch has been flicked. He's all ready to take on the ninja that killed an elderly man and the police. Composure and magnanimity. That that's two things I have stolen from him. I'm just a little bit happy. A friend suddenly came for a visit. I tell him the plain truth. I thought something like that would never happen again. I thought I had sealed away the evil. The priest keeps staring at me. I don't think he intends to take his eyes off me for a moment. Not even a blink. Not even to blink. And at the same time, it's like he's looking through me, And back to that day, I wish I could see it too. I wish I could reclaim my past. That's something scary about the existence of unfamiliar me. You have changed quite a bit since the last time I saw you. For a moment I didn't recognize you, but I surmised if anyone was going to pay us a visit, it would be you. My chest hurts, like a toothy cavity, like a long drawn out pain that will deprive me of sleep. So that must explain why Passy and Anya seems hesitant to get in touch with me. I have changed, and probably not for the better. Those two are nice, so they won't talk about it. I didn't notice. Those two have been watching over me, and the current me has just been taking advantage of their kindness. That me that those two talk about is just my empty shell. They embrace that shell, put on smiles, and explain things that should be common knowledge. And this pain, is it my heart? I heard someone say that heart has no sense of pain, but that can't be right. But something has to hurt for me to feel this pain. Where is the pain? I can't tell where it is. I can't heal it. I hate this. The new ghost is here, right? Give her back. I speak in firmer tone. I want to get out of here as soon as possible. Give her back! But she's not yours, and you have never had her. She's dangerous, but even more dangerous, maybe even more dangerous than you. I need her. For what purpose? My friends need her in order to help me, so I want to help them get her. It's a strange thing to say, I know. Maybe I'm broken, but this is the answer I have come up with, so please don't interfere. I see. The priest says in exasperation. He's probably stopped trying to understand where I'm coming from. I cannot allow you to take her. She is a witch, a disruptor of the town's peace. I must seal her away. Peace. What is peace? We are ghosts. We don't die if we are killed. Does peace even exist for us? If so, then isn't every ghost already forcibly sealed away inside this so-called peace? God is testing us. Until the day we earn His mercy, I must guide the townspeople to protect the peace and live modest lives. For that is my purpose. The priest looks at me arrogantly, with his hands still behind his back. He may be cautious for me, but he's calm. He has his people to support him. He has a purpose to live for each day. He has a fulfilling life. I can't lose to someone like that. When we earn His mercy, He will lead us to paradise. By spreading His word to even one more person, we can live better lives. And I intend to hold out until that time. Each sin cleansed is another step towards paradise. Even someone as empty as me can realize that. And so I pour all my nothingness into it. Ooh, action scene? That's unacceptable. Something lights up in my empty shell. I flash back to Passy's room with the broken window for just a moment. I don't know who I heard it from, but someone once said that people respond better to anecdotes than logic. That's why smart people use tall tales to garner respect and amass fortune. No idea when or where I heard that, as always, how annoying. That's probably what inspires me to talk back, interrupting the priest. You can't sway me with tall tale like that. I say probably because it doesn't really feel like I'm the one who said it. It's not a tall tale, it's the truth, all of it. I'm not just some suggestible little girl, you know. So you can be as long as that is what God so desires. How long will you make this out to be God's fault? Do you hate this place that much? Just give it up already, there's no escape. Surprisingly enough, I laugh. I laugh, that's a mess of a different human emotion. Now that I think about it, people laugh all the time. Whether they are happy, mad or sad, but it's a different sort of laugh. That's probably why it's appropriate to laugh in just about any sort of situation. Who am I really? Who's this girl who's talking? Some organ inside my body feels like it's been set on fire, and that fire's setting me in motion.
Ahem. My frigging throat. The magma-like heat boils blood and circulates through my body. Even my head becomes a red-hot lump of heat, lighting up every last nook and cranny of my thought process. Silence! The priest brings his hand forward, away from his back, revealing his automatic pistol, which he points at me, just as I suspected, I suppose. You are evil, a demon. Sorry, but there's no demons here, just ghosts. It's ridiculous that you pretend we are alive when we are already dead. Our souls are alive. I'm going to shoot you. You will revive. Lives and souls can be damned. It's just a universal rule. The same thing that happens to objects happen to us. I am not motivated by something more precious. The likes of you could never understand how I feel. The priest has completely lost his composure, his magnanimity, and his high horse. He is no longer a lion, just a man. He's just a man, which is why he must rely on a gun. A god wouldn't need a gun. I feel good, satisfied. Perhaps this is how I feel to it feels to rob someone of something truly precious to them. I won't be silent. What I have to say concerns you too. Come on, don't give up in this cold, dark place. Just silence. Don't say the same thing she did. I feel a hint of compassion for the priest, as I conclude with this final question. How long will you keep waiting, and for whom? I don't understand the words coming out of my mouth, but I do know that they're the last word that should have come out of my mouth. Why? I don't know why. I don't know why I know. Hopefully someone does. I'll kill you. The priest pulls the trigger in slow motion, but once I see it, my attention is drawn behind me. Father! Back towards the door I came in. The door opens and in comes the man I slipped past earlier, his rifle drawn. The man instantly processes the situation and, Ninja, how dare you fool me? Die! Saying that, he pulls the trigger. But it's already too late. I had already pulled a pistol out of my coat and aimed it at his brows. At this point, I am not even questioning my lightning fast movements. I think of what I want to do, and do it. It's so natural. I have come to accept this unfamiliar me. Curse ninja! The priest fires without hesitation. He probably realized that now the man's here, chaos and destruction in the church will be unavoidable. But his aim is off, so there's no need for me to even move from this spot. I guess I miscalculated a little. What do you want? The priest yells. I think to myself, how should I know? But I answer. I said so at the start, didn't I? I leapt off the ground, quickly closing the distance between me and the priest. The priest seems to be quite the skilled marksman, but it's nothing I can dodge. So I take the gun I stole from the police officer and thrust it to his brow. I'm here to see the girl. I close my eyes. Bang! The sound of a gun. Thud! The sound of something human-sized collapsing onto the ground. The sound of blood roars in my ears. Who's there? I can still pick up the soft sound of footsteps. Ah! A perfectly cute voice, one that I remember. It looks like something in the darkness of the pews. A thunk. I hear some sort of machine starting up. After a moment's delay, the siren starts to roar. Someone must have pulled the fire alarm or something. I'm sure police and the priest followers will come rushing in soon. Clara, stop the alarm. Right, if someone's in the church, it's probably her. I open my eyes. But from the darkness, I hear her feeble protest. You want to be my friend, don't you? But she sounds hesitant. Stop it. I aim in the general direction of where she is hiding and fire. I didn't hit, but that's fine. The sound stops. I know that sort of alarm can be switched off manually. I step towards the darkness. It doesn't look like she's going to run away. Or maybe she can't. I step up next to Clara so she desperately tries to keep standing on her shaking legs. Miss Sayoko, please, please apologize. I'm sure everyone will forgive you if you step down now. It will be fine. I'm sure everything will be fine. Lead the way. Let me help you, Miss Sayoko. I made a flower out of paper. You can have it. That flower somewhat attractive, actually. I imagine myself apologizing and everyone forgiving me and loving me like they do Clara. But then Patsy and Anya would hate me, so no thanks, I refuse. I said, lead the way, poophead. Sheesh! I strike Clara in the face, making a proper fist with my hand, of course. Clara flies back about a meter, her nose bleeding. She places her hand on the ground, trying to get up, but fails. She looks confused. She hasn't realized that she's been roughed up a bit. She's not crying, she's just got a bewildered look on her face. She still doesn't realize what's going on, and that irritates me. I hate you, but I might come to like you. Lead the way unless you want me to hit you again. Spit out those words. To be honest, I don't hate her enough that I want to hit her. Clara silently gets up without wiping the bloody nose, and with a delicate, truly ghostly voice, she says, this way. And she leads the way. Let's be friends once this all is over. Clara doesn't respond. This is probably my first time walking around the place. It feels kind of strange and creepy. It feels like I have got motion sickness. The church is a big, conspicuous building, so I am used to seeing it from the outside. I guess what's so off-putting is the contrast between how much I think I know the building versus how little I actually know about it. It should be so obvious though. I mean, it shouldn't come as a surprise to know that a box contains things, right? Come to think of it, I know even less about myself than I previously did. Keep surprising myself again and again, and it feels like I'm not even me. But looking at that thing objectively, maybe this is the real me. However, there's no way for me to know for sure. For some reason, I'm exhausted. I can't concentrate. That's not good. The gun I'm pointing at Clara feels so heavy. It's starting to go up all these stairs. Just how many floors does this building have? 4. We are on the third floor. It seems like the central staircase is the only staircase connecting all the floors, which severely narrows down the available escape routes. Looks like Clara's nose stopped bleeding as we were walking. We quickly advance forward. I have already given up memorizing a way back. Neither of us say a word. We are here. Clara speaks plainly as she stands by the door. She looks like a robot who's almost but not quite human. Her current mental state must be like what mine normally is. That's not what much of a height difference between me and Clara. Her hair is same length as mine too, even though it's different texture. If I usually look like she does, I must really come off as a weirdo. You go in first. I think a lot of different things, but that's what I end up saying. Okay. Clara opens the door. Then she puts her hand together and bows. After a moment's delay, I realize that it's out of deference to me. Pardon the intrusion. Warmth flow in the air doorway. The heat must be on. Someone's in there. The someone I came here to see. Pardon the intrusion. I can't help but say that now Clara has said it. Something akin to dread suddenly overcomes me. After all, despite all I have done to come see her, there's no guarantee that she'll see me in a positive light. Who will she trust more, the church that confined her or the girl who comes barging in with a gun and a hostage? I'm curious to find out, but I have got no idea what to expect. What if she's completely unlikable? I don't know if I could get along with her, or maybe I should be worrying about me being completely unlikable one. I hear a voice, an unfamiliar voice, the voice of the new girl. I suddenly cast my eyes down. You have a visitor. You must be cold. Come in. Don't be a stranger. Yes, you in the back too. I look up by reflex. In a single moment, I think about a lot of things, and in a single moment, I forget them. Like sort of a flashback. By the time I realize this is what an anxiety feels like, I can already see the girl. I intended to be more mentally prepared when I first met her, but things have been a bit, shall we say, sudden. I'm so nervous, my eyes are blurring. In my blurred vision, I feel like I can see many different things, like rain, or school, or summer heat, or laughing with someone. And like a dream, they all suddenly come to my mind and disappear as suddenly as they come. But why? The fearful me is already the unusual me. I remember how uncomfortable being fearful can be. Congratulations! She looks at me. At the very least, she's smiling. Sorry to keep you waiting. I give an odd reply, perhaps due to the tension. Why would I say sorry to keep you waiting in response to congratulations? But for just a second, it seems like the proper thing to say. I just don't get it anymore. That might explain why I'm smiling. Or maybe it's totally unrelated, I don't know. Either way, we both smile. I'm no longer afraid. I stare at her for a second. She's got big eyes, round girly cheeks, and a smile that makes you happy just by looking at it. I feel like I'm here to check something, but I have forgotten what exactly. What's your name? I intend to take her back with me, so as soon as I learn her name. My name is yet to be determined. Yet to be determined? Once I say it myself, I realize she's saying she doesn't have a name. Not that it's her name. I'm a little slow on the uptick when it comes to things like that. Ah, jeez. I don't know how ghosts get their name. Do they keep their names before becoming ghosts, or do they get new ones? No idea. So, hey, are you two free right now? No, I'm not free right now, but I'm trying to free you. Please run away with me right now. Oh, good. So, Miss Yet to Be smiles a carefree smile. I can tell just by looking at her that she's genuinely pleased. Honestly, I think that's a nice trait to have. Then why don't we eat some ham together? It's delicious, you know. You too, Clara. Unfortunately, it seems the new girl's not a good listener. This is plain bad. I don't repeat myself. After all, there's no use talking to someone who doesn't listen. Can we go after we eat? I shift gears instead. We have to run quickly, right? Let's eat fast so we run fast, okay? Okay, okay. It's not that she's not listening. This person listens and ignores. That's right. She's the type of person who's starting to talk to. Does she even understand that she's being held captive or why I'm here? Okay, I get it. Let's see. There were no real rifle shots, just a few pistol shots. The alarm got shut off quickly. We went straight to this room. I made sure that Clara didn't take a roundabout route to buy time. Backup will probably be here before long, but it's not here now. There are many worries in this world, but I know that a few of those worries will actually come true. Clara, yes? It like your life depends on it. If I do, will you surrender? She says something stupid, so I pistol whip her with a thud. I didn't have to think about the accidental discharge since the gun's actually already out of bullets. I'll think about it, now hurry. Okay. Fresh blood flows out of Clara's nose. Ta-da! On the table is a bone-in ham. Its smoky scent can be smelled from steps away, and most of all, its size is overwhelming. Meat is precious commodity in this town. You would think it would make sense for ham to be in this town, since it's already dead meat. But despite the fact that you can find Peas, dried, canned, and frozen meats everywhere. You'll rarely see meat as meaty as this. Bessie lives in such a nice house, yet I doubt she could buy something like this. It's too big for me to eat by myself, so I'm glad you two came along. How did you get this? A man gave it to me. The priest? Oh, so that's who he was. Ah, that's kind of funny. As we sit down at the table, I keep my gun thrust at Clara. Miss Yet to Be doesn't even address the elephant gun in the room. I don't know if she's ignoring it or if she just thinks it is what it is. Everyone's got their quirk. Maybe if you figure out someone's quirk, you can figure them out. But I guess for some people, their quirk is being quirkless. Clara clearly has no appetite for the feast before her, neither do I, but at this rate, the ham's not going anywhere. And so, if you eat quickly, I'll put the gun down. We shall eat then. Clara reaches out to the knife, cut the ham, and she awkwardly cuts the hams and starts gulping it down like a garbage truck. Oh, you got such a good appetite. Miss Yet to Be cheers and pours a bottle into the glass. Let's dig in. I start eating the ham too. Yep, let's do that. Miss Yet to Be starts eating as well. Ham is luxury food and already delicious on its own, but there's certainly something that spices it up all the more. For once, I was able to find the answer after just a little bit of thinking. It's already bedtime outside, morning is near. A human might call this a late night snack, a meal outside of proper mealtime. I just remember that midtime snacks are especially yummy, but I'm sure I'll forget again soon enough. I feel that something like this has happened before, but unfortunately I can't remember. Phew! Once I finally managed to swallow an overly thick slice of ham, I let out a big sigh. We have finished half of the ham. I'm concentrating. It's a rare occurrence for me. Your night's just full of rare occurrences. We are eating ham, there's a ham on the table as big as my head, and we are eating it with such a gusto in order to escape quickly. The world is silent save for the clattering of tableware, the chewing of ham, the occasional crackling of ham. So we're back at like where this episode started. It's almost as if everything outside this room has been annihilated and the world exists for us to eat ham. And when I say this, I mean me. Miss Yet to the Determined, and a crying Clara with a bloody nose. She's the one eating the most. This situation is very much like a dream. The softness of the high pile rug seems to numb my senses. It's like a dream. I pondered that thought again. This situation we are in is indeed like a dream. But is that a good thing? At least that's what I think for myself as I prod Clara's temple with my gun. Eventually, we finish off the gigantic ham. That was delicious. Miss Yet to Be strokes her belly with satisfaction while I try to do my best to keep myself from throwing up. Clara probably is in the same boat too. You see, Miss Yet to Be quickly got full and excused herself. Afterwards, she watched us eat and said things like, you two can really eat it. Yeah. Is it good? So Clara and I ended up finishing off the majority of the ham. Now then, Miss Yet to Be steps up from her chair and claps her hands together. Ring! The stopped alarm starts to ring once again. Please wait here, Clara. If you run away, I'll kill you 9,999 times. I ran out the door and checked what's happening outside. I don't sense anyone on this floor. The priest's corpse must have been spotted by now, and it should be clear that I am the one who killed him. I think to myself, if I were the backup forces, I'd gradually go up the stairs to corner me. There's no time. I rush back to the room, take Clara and the new girl. Oh, my suitcase. It's Yet to Be says that right as we are about to leave. No, it will just hold us back. I'm in a tight spot here. There's no guarantee that I can protect her and her baggage. Can we come back for it later? I decided to lie. We can come back for it anytime. Okay then. Just a little white lie. It's nothing. A gunshot rings out from the lower floor. They must have found the corpse. After that first shot, several follow after it. Then I hear something break. Sounds like they've got shotguns. That's not good. I guess they must have mistaken something for me. They ought to keep a cooler head. They ought to keep a cooler head. But that just goes to show how much they fear the ninja. Good, excellent. If people want me to be a ninja, then I'll play the part. Being bloodthirsty is simple. It's kinda nice actually, makes you painfully aware that we are dead. The gunshot stops, I hear men's voices, they must be arguing. Maybe they are pretending to clear the area, but I think they should just keep it quiet. Sounds pretty dangerous down there. Miss Yet to be murmurs. Don't worry. I continue. We are going up. If we can't go down, then our only option is going up. I'll show you the ninja's true potential. Miss Yet to be leads the way as I threaten Clara to keep going upstairs. Oof. Clara stumbles, probably not on purpose. Her nose starts to bleed yet again. Maybe she plans to die from nasal blood loss. Over here, fourth floor. But as a result, our pursuers have spotted us. I pick up one girl in each arm and dash upstairs. I leap through the floor. I see without hesitation. They don't chase after us. Maybe they want us to be sure they can overwhelm me. Or maybe they are thinking they just need to block the center staircase to the corner rat. That's an extremely logical thought. As long as you don't expect the rat to go even higher. What is this room? It's the priest's room. I see. What a lonely little room. Just a big desk and a full-length window. Actually, I guess since there are several lonely little rooms, they are not so lonely or little when I put them together. I stare out the window. Things don't look so bad. In fact, it looks better than I expected. I feel kind of pumped up. I'm sure I can pull off what I'm about to attempt. Miss Yet to be gleefully cheers as she jumped onto the soft desk stair. Well, whatever, I've got an idea. Stand here. I placed my hand on Clara's shoulder. There's not much of a height difference between us, so our faces are close. I look closely at her face. I'm sorry, Clara. Miss Ninja? You must be cold. Here, you can wear my coat. I take off my coat and I'm instantly reminded of just how cold this town can be. Now then. Hey, what's the plan? How do we escape? I don't have time to answer Miss Yet to be. Any last words? I ask Clara as I hid under the shadow of the desk. With my gun still trained on her, of course. I don't take my eyes off her. I... Clara tries to say, but she just fidgets and fails to say anything in the end. Time sluggishly crawls on. Miss Yet to be looks at me with concern. I want to give her some reassuring words, but what comes to my mouth is anything but trustworthy. Everything will be okay. By the time I say that, the faraway footsteps are already upon us. There are already somewhere between 6 and 8 men on the other side of the door, and they must be armed with rifles or guns. Any last words? I swivel my head to face in my direction. I'm sorry, but now we are playing on the same field. Okay, it wasn't me who swelled her head. It's just Clara dressed like me, and with a hairstyle similar to mine, but the resemblance is uncanny. I'm sure we'll meet again. Maybe we can be friends then. She doesn't look like me. I hope you will understand one day. You! What's she going to say? You are crazy? You have no morals? That makes sense. I have studied human rights, but not ghost rights. Slam! They kick the door in. I do have last words. Clara speaks. Poophead. What's that supposed to mean? I laugh. I don't think I could do anything but laugh. I guess maybe Clara really does understand after all. I hide my head under the shade of the desk. I firmly push down Miss Yet to be's head so that it doesn't come back up. Guns, gunshots. Not even they can take out the eardrums. Not only can they even take out your eardrums, they could very well take out your whole ears too. Oh, I know what this is. The substitution jutsu. You are correct. I suppose this is the reality according to those muscle-bound idiots. The intruder kills the priest, runs up to the top floor, but once they corner her, she stands dumbfounded in the dread of the death. The men shoot me to the death with their guns. Eventually, the priest will return from the garbage dump and praise the men, maybe even reward them somehow. The dread of death, please. This is why you guys are someone else's subordinates. We are ghosts, remember? Well, in any case, they must fear death somehow, which is why they shot at me. They must have heard the stories of me being a ninja, and to hide their fear, they shot at me with an unreasonable amount of bullets. It all happened in a flash. The desk is a big study, so there's no need to worry about getting hit by any bullets that ricochet or pierce through the wood. So I looked towards the window. Several of the bullets meant for Clara hit the glass. At least one of the men must have lousy aim. Beyond the glass is the same town as ever. It looks more beautiful than it does from my apartment, but it's just a little ghost town. Ah, wow. Oops, I loosen my grip. Miss Yet to be nods her head as if to say, I know, I know. For some reason, that makes me feel relieved. Nothing like a holy woman going down, huh? Correction. I don't think I feel relieved at all. The muzzle flash illuminates the scattering blood. It's my blood, or rather the blood of Clara disguised as me. It kind of makes me sick to think about it like that. Bullets rain down upon the bulky glass before us. Cracks form and there before it finally shatters, thus eliminating the barrier between us and the town. Or perhaps I should call it the barrier between us and a sudden drop. But either way, it's a barrier we don't need right now. And at the same time, I hear something collapse behind us. I don't want to look. She's not just a nun, she's Clara. I clearly remember that fact. Let's go. You are kidding, no way. The fact that she's saying that means she understands what I'm suggesting. I forcibly wrap my arm around her waist and halfway carry her. I was expecting her to be thin or anything, but she is thicker than I expected. In fact, her thickness is kinda reassuring. I'll give you the signal. You are kidding, right? I can fly! Wow. I reflectively pull the trigger when she sees me get up. But his aim is so bad, his shot, doesn't it? The men reflectively, right? Or something like that. Okay. Yeah, I missed it, so I rewinded. A man reflectively pulls the trigger when he sees me get up, but his aim is so bad his shot doesn't hit. The other men follow his lead, but they are too late. Without a word, we leap out the window. Miss Yet to be screams something, but I'm not sure what that counts as a word. We leap out the top of the church from the window of the priest's room. We fall into the cold wind with some late shot in the dark gunfire behind us. It's cold. Something feels cold inside me. The me who was in the moment before is now gone. I start thinking irrelevant thoughts like, you shouldn't go outside without a coat. But the lack of a coat means I can better feel the warmth of the girl under my arm. I am so happy. Miss Yet to be says those words like a soft whisper. It's a mystery to me, but how I am able to hear her voice through all the whooshing wind sound, but it's enough to make me feel satisfied. It's astonishing, really. What am I saying? My my voice is brain is going. Just like magic. Maybe she really is a witch. She made tonight a good night, despite all the trouble and all the cold. Back in my home country, Ghosts wouldn't leave for the afterlife until they were content, though enough. Myself, I wouldn't mind leaving right now. This is nothing. Hmm? Also, keep this a secret, but hmm? I only whispered, but it seemed she heard me too. How strange. I'm not actually a ninja. Oh, I'm not actually a witch either. I figured. It feels like we have been falling forever. I wonder what's up with that. Holy shit. And obviously, we have got to land eventually. We end up crashing onto Anya's armored vehicle. Obviously, we couldn't just get up and walk if we landed on hard metal roof, but thankfully, Anya was considerate enough to fasten that sofa from earlier onto the top. As a result, we are able to pull off an exceptionally gentle landing. Yahoo! I'm one hell of a driver, ain't I? Goddamn! But are those church shitheads up top? An holy shit, an unusually enthusiastic Anya pops her face out of the driver's seat window. What's your language? I hear thud from inside the car. Anya groans. Get in quick. Bessie pops her face out of the passenger seat window and urges us in. At the same time, we hear a gunshot, and several meters in front of the car, a random pile of snow bursts open. Get in before you get sniped. Miss Yet-to-be and I hop into the back seat, and at the same time, we hear a concerning metal clank, suggesting the car got hit by a bullet. But this is an armored vehicle, so it's invincible. And in this moment, so are we. It's been ages since I have ridden a car. I have missed the long engine roar, so I can't help but listen closely to it. Nobody talks, probably because we hear a police car siren coming from behind. After a while, once we can no longer hear the police car siren, Anya parks the car in an alley somewhere. But even then, the silence isn't broken until I finally speak and addresses Anya. Say, Anya. Yeah? This is the same one, isn't it? Yeah, why? I didn't realize you still had it. I do, it'd be a waste to get rid of it, you know? I'm sorry. Don't apologize. I'm glad you came when you did. You are welcome for that. Anya lets out a sigh, as if she tried to laugh but failed, if only that were the case. Look at the two of you getting all lovey-dovey. Anyway, why did you call her and not me? Bessie takes out a bag of snacks from somewhere and opens it. You'd think snack would be out of the place in an armored vehicle, and yet somehow it works. I didn't know your number, Passy. You could have just asked Anya. I was in a hurry. I had to I had to prepare a disguise too. A disguise? I disguised myself and handed those mint flavored tablets to a watchman as a bribe, and then I put a new ventilation hole into the priest's skull and turned the nun into a colander. Holy shit. It's not until after I finished talking that I realized, oh crap, I shouldn't have said that. What I did was small scale insurrection, far from what any normal person would call ethical. I don't think those two would easily approve of my actions there. I'm sure they were expecting something a little more peaceful. I get the feeling I should have lied about it, but I don't want to. For real? Good thing we are friends. Anya says that so casually. Thank you. So I casually respond. Anya grumbles something about priorities. Hey, Sayoko, you said, right? You said, I'm gonna jump, so bring the car behind the church, right? After I had gotten home from Passy's house, I had called Anya on the phone. That's right, the phone is a direct line between me and Anya. Anya quickly picked up and quickly hung up. I finally understood why I kept avoiding the phone. I must be the type of person who's not good with phones. Did you think that Anya of Green Gables here would understand what you meant just with that one sentence? Do you know what she said to me when she came to me for help? Passy munches on the corn snack quietly yet angrily. Yeah, I said, what's that supposed to mean? Exactly. If we did exactly what you said, we'd be in jail right now, you understand? Passy opens up a second bag. Miss Yet to Be reaches out for the bag only to get her hand slapped away. Yeah, that's why I came to help for you, okay? And I am the one who told you to tie the sofa on the roof. This girl was just going to bring the cars as it was. She's got poop for the brains, remember? That's fine. No, it's not. Passy shouts. Miss Yet to Be finds some snacks on her own and starts munching on them, saying it's not as good as ham, but it's okay now that I think about it. I figured Anya would come to you for help, and you'd catch on what I was getting at, Passy. I was hoping you two would fulfill my request at least as stated. So thanks for going above and beyond. I see. Well, okay then. Her voice is blunt but somehow tearful. I never want to make her cry again. We all fell silent for a while. I think it's because we are all feeling as if we have had reclaimed something. My English is going away slowly, slowly. But that sure turned out fun, didn't it? Indeed. Yeah. I agree. Also question. Go ahead, new girl. Short time, no see. Yeah, well, where are we going? No clue. I guess none of us really planned ahead. Honestly, I only planned to bust the new girl out. I didn't think about anything after that. Where should we go, Sayoko? When she asks me that question, I respond with relative ease. Outside of town. I can feel the air get just a little colder. For real? Well, I kinda get where you are coming from. I don't remember what happened that day, so I want to try going out of the time to jog my memory, I guess. Huh? What? Their faces freeze. What's with those looks? We don't remember. We don't remember what happened, so what made you go? Or what made you go? Well, actually, I do remember a little, but we figured you'd remember, Sayoko. No, I don't remember. There are some things I remember, but they are far outweighed by what I don't remember. I'm shook, though I'm sure they are just as shook as I am. Miss Yet to Be curiously looks at each of our faces. That's right, she's an outsider. We should probably explain things to her, just not now. Alright, memory lane it is. Let's go. Anya proclaims. Yes, let's go as far as we can go. Passy concurs. Okay, and I agree. Outside of town, have you been informed about ghosts and whatnot? Um, we are ghosts, immortal and unaging, locked up in this town. But since we are bored, we figured we'll take the advantage of the chaos by going outside and crossing the boundary. As he condenses the explanation perhaps a bit too much, the way she said it was kind of blunt. Normally, you wouldn't expect an outsider to easily agree to something like that. Whoa, sounds kinda funky. But thankfully, Miss Yet to Be isn't normal, so there's no problem. I have already learned that from my short journey with her so far. Passy, what does she mean by funky? Funky is funky. Ah, I can see us getting along with her. Let's go, sounds like fun. And we're off. Anya steps on the gas. The car speeds off. The ground's covered in snow, but the car just laughs it off. My heart throbs. I guess I still have a pulse even though I'm a ghost. I'm glad my kidnappers are such fun this time. Miss Yet to Be just casually and unexpectedly says that. Kidnappers? Well, I don't even know your names. I just came along for the ride before I got an explanation. So it's like you are kidnapping me. How fun. Kidnapping. The mood in the car suddenly gets tense. I did pretty much just kidnap her, but Passy and Anya don't know that. Sayoko, did you just drag her out without giving her an explanation and she just went along with it? I was too busy eating ham. Ham? Oh, don't worry about it. I meant kidnapping in a good way. That's a good way. Those church people wouldn't tell me anything about the town, and besides, it's more fun to be with other girls, and you all seem kinda nice people. Well, okay then, that's fine, I suppose. Well, as long as Miss Yet to Be is satisfied, that's fine, I guess. We all fell silent for a while. The view from the outside of the window gets sadder and sadder as the town slowly fades away into the barren field of snow. Outside of town, I wonder what's on the other side. We just need to have a welcome party. We need to have a welcome party. Assi chimes in. I guess she's grown tired of the snacks. A welcome party? That's what we have all gathered here for. So you kidnapped me to throw a welcome party? Wow, a surprise party, thanks! Oh, about that. How about we make it a birthday party instead of a welcome party? It seems more festive that way. A birthday party for a ghost? How about we give you a name as a birthday present? How lovely, Sayoko, you are so talented. Talented at what? We giggle. But Anya stays quiet. I guess she is having a tough time driving. However, that isn't the case. Okay, time for some bad news. Anya clears her throat and starts speaking. This car isn't equipped with a powerful engine so it can run anywhere. This car is equipped with a powerful engine so it can run anywhere and it's carrying a ton of fuel. How powerful? Let's just say that barring wear and tear, it can run pretty much forever without resupply. Honestly, this thing's built like a tank. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be running properly, and I'm sorry to tell you this, but it's gonna explode. We need to run. We can! We have got 30 seconds and the blast radius will be 100 meters wide. I'll tear up the ground and spread radioactive fallout. It will tear up the ground and spread radioactive fallout everywhere. That's an objective fact. As a particular solution, I propose we complete this birthday party within those 30 seconds. That's all the more reason to get off this thing. The blast radius is 100 meters long, Passy. I suggest you give up. 25. I understand. Let's move on the gift giving then. 22. Your name is Ham. No, wait. 18. Joru. Joru means night. That's what the Yo in the Sayoko also stands for. And we met at night, so Yoru. That's something I came up with on the spot. It's actually a pretty good name, I would say. Then again, ghosts are dwellers of the night, so maybe every night in that town could be called Yoru. But these people don't know what kanji are, so I don't think anyone will catch on. What a lucky break. Two nightly names. With me, she is there within me. Within me, she is there within me. That's nice. This is my little secret. Time passes as I think to myself. Whoa, that's nice and simple. That's nice and simple. It's straight to the point. Good, that's the spirit. Good name, 10 out of 10. Happy birthday, Yoru. 7. We got the important stuff out of the way in just the 9 seconds. Things are getting kinda hectic, but it makes me feel something. It makes me feel alive. Let's be friends. 4. The flow of time is like the temperature. If either of them drop to 0, you freeze. I'll be your friends too. 2. That's why all of this commotion seems kinda warm. Welcome to the ghost town. It's a joyous sort of warmth. Thank you all! And boom. Okay, the end. And thus begins our story, I think. Alright, so if if you have watched this whole episode from start to finish, I am like super grateful. Thank you very much. Like I cannot believe like someone would watch this whole of episode, but you have because this is a 2 hour long episode. Like thank you so much for watching. I am so happy. Anyways, let's proceed. Summer. It's summer everywhere, you look. You can hear chattering voices everywhere. From the group of middle schoolers enjoying the breeze at the convenience store to the elderly spacing out in the shade to the elementary schoolers playing around in the park. Okay, still episode 2. I'm just confirming. As I pedal my bike, I can feel my feet getting sore from the sandals that were given to me for the days like these. But I figure I can just put up with it. After all, I'll be seated for the duration of the movie. Oh, the signal turned red. I firmly squeeze the warm dawn brakes, and my bike gradually slows down. But it doesn't come to a complete stop, so I try to plant my feet on the ground to try and forcibly stop the bike. That's when I realize something. Crap. I'm just the usual me now. This extraordinarily cute sundress came from a faraway country, but I'm not used to wearing this sort of fabric. Its new scent mixes with my own. I hope that kid doesn't feel it's unpleasant. The signal turns green. I start pedaling again. The wind whisks away my sweat. It's nice breeze. We are meeting by the station. I gotta hurry. I don't want to be late. I steadily pass through the residential area in front of the supermarket and through the roundabout. I don't get caught at the specific traffic signal after all. How lucky. At the the cashier hasn't noticed me yet. What should I say? This will probably be our last time meeting, so I have to make it calm. I'm just an ordinary summer side, an average elementary schooler on the summer break. I can't wait to see the movie. Thank you for reading. This is the end of the trial version. Okay, so this is the actual end of the demo. So there were only 2 episodes out, and this is the episode 2. Um, I kind of did my well appreciation earlier, but well, still, if you liked it, thanks for watching a lot. And if you wanna play this for yourself, you can go on Steam and play it. The 2 episodes are free. The demo is free to download. That's it. That's it, I guess. Thank you a lot if you even clicked on this video and if you watched all of it. Like holy shit. Bye.